It's your boys.
And your girl. What do you say? It's your boys.
Oh, because it's me and Pat.
I think we're a little old, actually, to be carrying this on. We get, you have an imaginary friend named Pat. I get it. And it was, cute for the first year that I knew you, but now it's just, we can just let it go. We get it as a joke.
I have been doing this podcast with my friend Pat since October. So you're telling me that I've been doing this alone by myself? This is all in my head?
I'm not telling you that. That's for a shrink to be telling you, but I'm telling you it's probably unhealthy and you should get some help. And maybe some real friends. I'm your friend, Drew.
You are?
Yeah.
So this is going to be a very interesting episode. We got our first girl on. Woman. Sorry. Female. She's got lady parts.
Last time I checked, this is true.
She's a lady.
Oh, God.
Do you hear something?
I thought I heard something.
Weird.
Okay, so we got our 6 topics in. We're going to talk about how Bryn and I met. It's going to be our first topic. We're going to talk about Her Side of the Bed, a film that she's working on. She wrote and directed. We're talking about women in film. We're going to talk about the real 90210 because Bryn knows all about that.
Oh, yeah.
And we're going to talk about child acting because she got into that when she was a child. Obviously, the only way you could do that. And then we're going to special number 6. We're going to talk about Utah. We're going to leave that vague until we talk about it later in the final 10 minutes. So the reason why we're bringing up why Pat is a imaginary friend is because when Bryn and I first met, she always assumed that I didn't have any other friends. And
I still kind of. How long have we known each other? 2.5 years?
Yeah.
I still kind of assumed that.
Yeah.
And it became this whole big thing because he's like, yeah, I'm at the beach getting drunk with Pat and drunk driving home with Pat. I'm just kidding. He never said that. He might have said that. And I'm like, Drew, you're an alcoholic. You're by yourself at the beach.
Yeah.
Get some help. And he'd send me pictures of him and Pat, and it's just him with his arm around nothing, just like this. And he's drinking a tub of margaritas with Pat. I'm like, Drew, why?
Yeah. So for the past 2 years, it's been a running joke that Pat is my imaginary friend.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're real now, Pat.
This guy.
I just like to pretend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so real.
You became
so real.
So real.
That we even started working together on Bryn's stuff. We worked on Her Side of the Bed. We'll talk about later.
Yep.
But yeah, so let's talk about our origin story, how we first met.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is almost 3 years ago now, actually, because Lauren's birthday is coming up. So it was the end of March, nearly 3 years ago, and it was my friend Lauren's birthday. And she had a birthday party at her house, but she doesn't have a ton of friends. So it was just kind of more of a kickback, and it was like a Lebowski themed party. We were drinking White Russians. You can only drink so many White Russians. I had 3, then but.
Milk.
Yeah. I'm just like...
We literally can only drink. It's so much milk before you puke.
Yeah. If it was almond milk, that would have been another story. But...
I don't know. Does the milk challenge work with almond milk?
I don't know what the milk challenge is, and it sounds really gross, and I don't...
A human can only drink, less than a gallon of milk before they literally puke.
Oh, yeah.
Can I come back on to the podcast, and can we do that challenge, and just have Pat do it?
I totally wanted... I was thinking about it. We need to try it.
No, we don't.
Yeah, I'll do it.
I love milk.
I fucking hate milk, so I'll do it. All right, so you're at the story, White Russians.
White Russians. It's the end of the night. I'm sober already. There's 3 people left, and I'm ready to go home. And she's like, "No, I want to go to the bar. I want to get one more drink." And I didn't feel like it. I didn't want to, but I was, I'm a friend. I was like, okay, we'll go get another drink. I'm not trying to start drinking again. I'd already been drunk and then sober. So we go to the bar, and I needed something to pass the time. I needed a mission. And so I said, "Lauren, what would make you happy? You want some birthday dick?" She nodded. Yes. I will get you some birthday dick. So I had a mission. I was excited. So we're there. We go to the Surly Goat, which is a bar in West Hollywood. And we're walking around, and I'm, scoping out the dudes. And I see 2 guys together. I see Drew and Drew's friend Matt, who is definitely Lauren's type. He's tall, blonde, model, handsome. And
the exact opposite of me.
Well, not my type, but Lauren's type, And I look to her. She nods. I approach them. "Hello, gentlemen. Nice to meet you." I introduce Lauren and Matt, and then
your boy loves attention, so he was all up into it.
Is that literally how you walked up?
That's literally how.
I said, "Hello, gentlemen."
This dude just himself. He was like, "Oh my god, most interesting person so far tonight."
Oh, and I was already drunk, so
of course I remember you texted me like, "Yo, this chick just came out to me with the weirdest intro." Mm-hmm. And didn't you did something weird? Something weird happened.
Well,
that you told me.
Well, Drew and I, you and I were both the grenades, I guess, right? We were just like,
yeah.
So we were entertaining each other, and I asked what you did, and he said...
I was an editor, and I was really good. And no, the whole reason why Matt and I are out is because Matt's a male model. I like to emphasize what she was saying about how good he looks. And he was on the front page of Yahoo, so we were, like, celebrating.
Oh, he was on the front page of Yahoo.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's still cool.
That's a top for a male model.
That's like,
I'm sorry.
That's like the number 10 search engine. That's okay.
Just to give you guys an idea, I know that I'm the first woman on your podcast, and let me just say that not all women like dudes who look like that. Yeah. I personally am not attracted to dudes who are just like too chiseled and good looking. It's not my thing. I can appreciate that they're good looking. I can appreciate that it's like art and beautiful, but I don't want to fuck them. FYI.
Makes sense.
Good for you.
Good thing. Thanks, Pat. I'm just
Thanks for telling our male audience, because we all about the men.
Yeah. It's a So then we went back to Lauren's place, which was, because how's she going to get birthday sex at the bar? We had to go back to her place.
Hell.
We go back to her place. Oh, and Drew's like, I am an editor and I'm really good. And I said, I'm starting to work on this film, Her Side of the Bet. This is 3 years ago. And I said, we need an editor. We should talk. So we exchanged cards. And although he didn't seem like super wasted, I could tell that he was drunk. So I wrote on the card, I said, "Dear sober Drew, call me."
Yeah, call me when you get this. We need to talk business, something like that.
Yeah.
And I saw it the next morning.
Yeah, you called and told me like, "Hey, this chick gave me a card that said call me."
And this is the epitome of what you expect to happen when you first move to LA. It's like meeting somebody and working like at a bar, and then getting to work with them and all that stuff.
You hadn't been there. Like how long have you been in LA? Just for a little while.
Yeah, maybe 3 months.
That was your first year for sure.
It's maybe 3 months, I think.
Yeah.
And
that you actually lived here.
Yeah.
You'd been here.
I had just moved into that place in Hollywood, and I had gotten that play because Matt and I were in a play together.
Yeah.
I saw that play.
It was...
You went to that play? The one in...
Yeah.
You went there?
I went to that play.
Your boy went.
Your boy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just talk about that play for 1 second. Drew was really good, and Matt was the main character, and he was... Is he going to listen to this? Can I be honest?
You can be honest.
Fuck it, Matt. We're going to put you on blast.
Matt, I'm sorry. I'm sure you're a very nice guy. Oh. He was...
Just on yourself?
He was... I like...
Oh, that's so nice.
No, judging by the rest of the Lauren's birthday story, I don't know how much of a nice guy he is. But,
she knows the behind the scenes.
So he was so bad that I thought it was a joke. Like, I thought it was meant to be, like, you know what I mean? I kept saying, is he serious? He can't be serious. He's not serious. But he was serious.
Yeah.
And it was,
unfortunate.
But Drew was great.
Yeah. Drew was good. I didn't go, me and the wife went to the play. And
the fiance at that time.
Oh, at that time, yeah. The fiance. Actually not even fiance at the time.
The goof.
But, she was like, yo, was it supposed to be a comedy?
Yeah.
Legit. And I told Drew later on, and he was like, bro, no.
Bruh, no.
Nah, it's supposed to not be a comedy. That theater was small as fuck, too. It only fit like 20 people.
It was an interesting experience.
No, it's been way more than 20 people. There's like 100 people.
Maybe. No, that place's smaller than this room.
It's
50? Okay.
50 max. But yeah, so we met because of Her Side of the Bet, which is this film that you are writing, you wrote, you directed, you acted in, you starred in, and you produced.
Yes, I co-wrote it with Chelsea Morgan, and everything else you said is true. And we just wrapped. What was it on Sunday?
The other day.
Sunday we wrapped finally after.
Chelsea's the other lead. Right?
Chelsea's the other lead. Yeah, she's I'd say she's the lead.
Yeah.
It's more her story, but we both, we were both the leads. I don't know. Who knows? We watched.
It's about y'all.
It's about us all.
Well, from the days I was on, it looked like you guys were the leads.
Yeah. Yeah, so why don't you give us the elevator pitch?
Okay.
Gear it up. Throw it in there.
I need 8 more beers for this. Okay.
There's that many there's 6 on the table.
All right, they're all mine. Her Side of the Bed. Think Blue is the Warmest Color meets Girls. And it's about a young woman named Rachel Nolan, recently dumped 20-something writer. Ooh, off to a good start. 20-something writer living in New York. She moves in with her best friend, Nicole, who vows to get her over her heartbreak by any means possible. But then the 2 best friends share an intimate night, and their friendship is forever changed.
Ooh, sounds good.
La la.
That's a good elevator.
When are we looking for this to be done?
I mean, I'm hoping... We wanted it to be done by the end of March, but I don't know. I'm thinking more like May, right, Drew?
I think that we can get our picture locked by that time.
By March?
Yeah.
Ooh, I would love that. And then, then there's sound mixing and color correction and all that.
Of course. And stuff.
But it's cool because, we've been working on it for 3 years-ish, and we would shoot till we ran out of money, and then raise more money, and then shoot till we ran out of money. And so we have about an hour, 10 minutes of the film already cut. Everything that we've already shot, Drew and I cut it together. Mm-hmm. And so we have it. We've been piecing it together as we go along. So we don't have a ton to do, really.
Yeah. And I think you can see the progress in the film. Like, it's so, like, with every time you get more money, you get more people involved, you get all this talent that you were able to meet throughout these years. Mm-hmm. And you got a lot of people on, like, you met one of your producers when they became an AD one round, and, like, all this stuff, and you saw that they were better off helping you build the film.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that's cool. I think that this process, for me, it's been a really good process because this film has taught me a lot. And
cool.
As far as filmmaking and stuff like that, and editing with you, and every director is different, and I like the way that we work together because we have, I guess we've worked together for so long now that we've kind of connected in a way that we can get things done,
Yeah, well, we get how the other one works, and we know how to communicate. Maybe if I would send a certain email to someone else, to be like, what the fuck are you talking about? But you're like, oh, yeah, no problem, I got it.
Yeah.
And I absolutely agree with you that as this project has moved on and evolved, that we've become, we found our superpowers. I think we saw what works, we saw what didn't work, and we, got new crew, got rid of crew that wasn't really, gelling with us anymore. Sure. We became better filmmakers. I know I definitely became a better actor. I became a better director, better producer as well. And there's a period of time, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, where we weren't filming anything because we just couldn't get any money, and it was driving me fucking nuts because this has been at the forefront of my mind since its inception. I'm like, this is what I need to do. I can't do anything else in life until I finish this. So for that time, for those 2 years, I was just going crazy because I just felt really locked in and almost a slave to this. You know what I mean? But that time made me, and I'm sure Chelsea and everyone who was really directly involved in it, very much appreciate the film and appreciate the process and become better in our skills and hone our skills, and I think that we're stronger for that, and so I'm grateful for that now. Although during that process, I was like, "This is terrible. I hate this so much."
Like, why can't I just film? Why can't I just get it done?
Yeah, but I think we're better off in the end for sure.
I definitely think you're better off in the end because you waited until things were right.
Yes. Oh, I'm hit like. One beer. I guess it's because it's 11 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
I was like, let's do this it's probably 12 now. Let's do it at 11 because Drew and I are editing after this.
Yeah, we're working on Her Side of the Bed right after this podcast.
Yeah,
and we're going to be tipsy. So if you see a part of the film that looks a little strange, it's because we were drunk.
Just one little part, Drew? I mean...
The whole thing.
No, it was fun, though.
And Pat got to work on it, too.
I came and helped out a little bit.
That's when I realized that you were real.
Yeah, no, that was actually, besides Drew's, this apartment, this is our first non-in-my-apartment podcast that we've done. It's just kind of weird because my shit looks like a fucking war zone right now. They're redoing our whole complex, so it's like...
What are they doing to
nothing, everything.
They're like... renovating,
the whole place,
even the inside.
But it looks super cute anyway.
No, it's cool, but they're redoing every single thing besides the bedrooms.
Yeah,
like everything. New lights, new floors, new fucking sink.
It's annoying, but then again, afterwards you're gonna be like, bye.
Oh, I'm gonna be psyched.
But he loved doing the dishes, but he hates doing the dishes in his sink.
Yeah, I had this like half sink. But anyways, so yeah, that's why we're at Drew's place right now. But this is the first place we met. I met you for like 2 seconds.
And
we were here. We were here at Drew's housewarming. Yeah, and
I don't know that I met Pat here.
I literally was walking out and you walked in. I was like, oh hey, I'm real. Bye.
Because I said you met Pat, and you were like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
What?
So it was kind of funny. So the visible friend thing, we've been in contact about her side of the bed, and I was like, yeah, I'll come help out if I have some days that I can. And you were like, all right, cool. So
let's prove that you're real.
So let's prove you're a real human. And this isn't a robot emailing me. So
no, it's just me with another ID.
That would be for real.
I made up a Facebook, a wife.
Yeah,
like I have a whole life.
Yeah. He takes like a broom with a bucket, as its head.
It's like a full project. Right? He has like a whole like case locked away with just his alternate ID.
He learns how to throw his voice. He's like, "It's me, Pat."
So yeah. So I came and we worked a little bit on there, and then it was cool. You had a cool crew at that time. So
thanks, man. And then after that, the crew sucked. No,
for my whole time, I think there was only like one person that got dipped out.
Really?
That. Yeah, I think that first shoot, somebody got left in the dust.
Ooh, I don't even know who he's talking about.
I can't remember, but I think there was like discrepancy. Something happened, and then they were an aspect or something.
Oh, damn.
But besides that, everyone was really cool. You had some cool locations.
Thank you.
It's supposed to be Brooklyn, right?
It's supposed to be Brooklyn, New York and Brooklyn, but mostly Brooklyn. Okay, yeah. Cool. So we had to fake LA for New York,
which is normal.
Yes, and actually 3 years ago when we first shot, we went to New York and shot. We're like, yeah, let's do this, and we were kids then. Yeah. But we got some good stuff. We shot on the train when we weren't supposed to.
That was cool.
That was cool.
We did that.
Yeah, we shot on the train, and we were just gonna do the camera, but then we got a little bit bold. We took out, our boom, and then someone whipped out a light panel. So we were,
Yeah.
And we see these two cops, walking down the train to us. They're just like strutting towards us, and we're like, oh shit! We're like, hey. Oh, by the way, I see this one officer's name is Officer Sass.
Ooh.
Officer Sass, Ooh. And he goes, I kid you not. He says verbatim. He goes, yeah, you can't be doing that because of terrorism and shit. I guess you can't be holding big equipment because of terrorism and shit. So we're like, oh, sorry, Officer Sass. So we get off and we get on another train going the opposite direction, and we just did it again.
Just did it again.
It was fun. But yeah, when Pat was on our set, I mean, he was a production assistant, but in real life he does much more than that, and you can tell that he's very good, very responsible, very hardworking, just really an asset. Oh, no, true, an asset to our set, and that's when I was like, okay, you're real now.
You're real because you did something.
You're a real boy. It's like a true Pinocchio story.
Yeah, that was legit. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It's always cool, like when you get out here and you do work. There's usually like two realms you either fall in. You either do films or scripted TV. That's like the same group. Or you'll do everything else, which can range from like fucking music videos, commercials to reality TV, which is cool, but either one's cool. They both have their pluses and minuses. But like luckily, some people get to jump back and forth. And I talked about this before, but I've been lucky enough to do both. Yeah. Which is weird because not a lot of people do that. They have their circles and they stick with those circles. I say fuck a circle. So
fuck a circle.
He do say that.
I see a circle and then I fuck it.
I do. Yeah. That is literally yes.
And that's how babies are made.
If you didn't know.
Good thing you guys have a woman on your show today.
True,
I'm teaching you a lot.
That's why we got that. That's why we got that. What is it? An R next to our podcast saying it's.
R-rated.
It's bad.
Ooh, it's bad.
Restricted. It says.
It's bad.
But that's what.
It's bad.
Yeah, it's cool. So like, jumping back and forth, like this thing I just got off of. I had to leave her side of the bed to work on this other thing.
Boo.
I know, it's a boo, and people were bummed on me for a sec, but it was...
But if you
I had to.
If you're making $300 a day, you're going to have to
do it.
It was not even a thing. It was like...
What project was it?
Do it. Well, it's actually... You might be interested in this. So it was a LGBT community Q&A with these, like, YouTube people. I'm probably breaking NDAs right now, but it's all good. I'm not going to say anything. But that's basically what it was. Yeah. So it was like LGBT community, and it was crazy. Like, we were filming with, I don't know if it's proper to say, but with drag queens and trans people and both sides of the gay community, guy and girl, and it was just like, it was nuts. I didn't know how many different kinds of lesbians there are.
Oh yeah,
at all.
You were telling me there's like 10 different types of lesbians.
Yeah, this chick that was on there was telling us all about, like, oh yeah, there's this kind, there's 100-footer. I didn't know what that is.
What's that? I don't even know what that is.
100-footer is a lesbian you can see from 100 feet away. So I was like, all right, cool. Then there's a lipstick, chapstick. There's all sorts of fucking lip gloss. There's like all sorts.
Guys, I have my chapstick right here. I'm gonna put it on.
Oh, you better go full les.
I know.
Well, you know what I think about?
It's weird.
You know what I think about sexuality? It's like, yeah, there's probably 10 kinds of lesbians. There's probably a bunch more because I think, we as humans, we try to take things and we try to put it in a perfect little box with a little bow on top, and we want to define it and be like, this is what it is. But there's so many different shades of gray and so many different shades of gay or lesbian or bisexual or whatever. Yeah. And we try to define it, but it's just like, I think it's almost indefinable, really, because I mean, I won't get into it, but like, I don't know how to define my sexuality.
That's what I'm saying.
You know? And
I mean, I think that, I don't want to say too much about your thing, but like her side of the bed tests a little bit of those theories, Yeah. But it was cool. And going back to all of that about the movie is like, it's cool to be able to jump back and forth, stuff like fun projects that the homies are doing, and then like go into stuff that you need to pay the bills. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, just like you were saying about you guys ran out of funding, you obviously have a job, you had to pay for it. Yeah. So you do something you want to do, and then you do something you have to do.
Exactly. Yeah. I wish they would call me back into work, and that's why I'm here today. It's because they didn't call me into work.
Well, there you go. Yeah.
But I work in commercials for my day job, and I'm making budgets and I'm crunching numbers and I'm doing research, and it's not creative, but it's interesting, and it's in the industry, and I'm learning a lot. But
so that actually goes to our next topic. We want to talk about women in film.
Ooh.
So first off, have you seen, I mean, obviously we hear a lot about discrimination and stuff like that with actresses and stuff like that. Have you seen or experienced discrimination being a woman and working in this industry?
So far, nothing overt. I mean, that's happened to me, like, you can't have this job because you're a woman. But I mean, the production company I work at, we have 15 directors and they're all male.
Yeah, okay.
It's stuff like that, and I was last year I went with Drew to this festival where his short film In won Best in Show, right? Mm-hmm. And then you go and 10 people come up to win awards, and one of them is a female. It's stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So nothing really overt. It's kind of like attitudes. I was talking to one of the directors at my work, and he has no problem talking to all the ladies who work at the front desk and flirting with them and staring at their tits. But then my boss was like, "Oh yeah, Bryn's working on a film," and he like wouldn't even look me in the eyes. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's and that's the thing. Girls deal with it. Women deal with it all the time, and it's never that obvious, so it could be really easy to miss if you're not experiencing it, and it's just kind of subtle attitudes, because someone would have to be a real dick to be like, you're a woman, I'm not going to hire you for this, but they just like won't hire you, or they won't pick your project or whatever, and so stuff like that. Well,
I'm not going to call anybody out, but when we've worked together before, I know you've come to me at times and just felt like they were patronizing you, but like a male figure that was less than the director, under the line of the director, which you were at the time. You felt that they kind of would like try and tell you how to do your job.
Oh, really? Who? Wait, whisper in my ear. Oh, yeah. Okay. There you go. It's I do find that actually not super often, but with male actors. As a female director, sometimes they don't want to listen, or they interject and they give their opinions, like, well, we could just do this or just do this, and he kind of steps in and says something that the director would say, which I don't think that they would do if it was a male director.
Yeah,
this is true.
I feel that way also with like almost an age discrimination too. Like if you are working with an actor who is older than you, like I have, they tend to feel like they need to tell you how to do your job. Like I did a music video, and I'm not going to say who it was, but it was a pretty famous actor, and he was basically kind of directing, whatever. But he was very respectful of me or whatever. But he knew more than I did. And sometimes you have to find that balance,
Mm-hmm.
Like I want to accept your feedback because I'm working with you, but also I want you to trust me. And it's hard because it's almost like an insecurity. Like I felt insecure because I was directing somebody who was, one, more famous than me, two, older than me, and has been in this industry.
And more experience.
Yeah, and more experience in the industry. So it's just like, but this is my time. This is me. This is my job. I mean, I felt that way on a few jobs where it's just like, okay, let me do my job. Don't tell me how to do it. I trust me. There was a reason why I was hired.
Yeah.
There was a reason why someone put me in charge of this.
It's definitely similar, and at that point, that's happened to me with a couple male actors, and it's because they think that for some reason that they would do a better job than you. If it's because you're a female, if it's because they're older and more experienced, if it's because they're a dick, who knows? But at that point, you kind of have to set your ego aside. Being a director, it's not about ego at all. Whenever I direct a project, it's never about me. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with the project and whatever best for the project. So if this actor wants to step over me and kind of step in and say things that a director would say, but I still get the performance out of him that I want, then I'm going to let it slide, and I'm not going to say anything, because although it does bug me a little bit, it's not about me. It does, and that would just be taking away from what we need to do. And it's funny because I've never ever experienced that with female actors, and on every set that I've ever been on, I've had a female actor take me aside and go, I want to work with you again. I love you as a director. You are an actor's director. I feel so comfortable with you. And I think this is, just a symptom of, this low key kind of sexism that's just in our society. It's just there, and it's like I said, if you can blink and you'll miss it, and as a guy you won't notice it because you could be directing and that guy wouldn't say the same thing to you that he did to me. He thinks that he can do it better, and it's just kind of something as a female filmmaker that you have to decide how you want to deal with that. I choose to swallow it if it's something like that. If something big, if someone's disrespecting me and being a dick, I might say something. But if it's, if I'm going to get the performance out of them, that's the main thing. Let's roll with it. It's not about me. So,
there's so much more. Obviously, this is a whole. This topic, we could talk about this for an hour.
It's just scratching the surface.
It's really scratching the surface because there's when Jennifer Lawrence came out and said, I didn't get paid as much as my co-stars in the movie she did with Bradley Cooper and all that stuff.
Yeah. Or the other thing with what's her name that plays Scully in X-Files?
Oh yeah.
Got offered half of what what's his name did.
Wow, really?
It's things like that seems strange.
That's
like
fucked.
why?
It's the same job.
Yeah,
like,
it's the same exact job. Maybe even more so because if Jennifer Lawrence is definitely the number one star, so why wouldn't she get paid more? I don't want to go into that because I don't really understand that situation.
There's good examples though of chicks in film, just doing everything. Did you guys see there was a recent special? It was about what's his name, Manson's Lost Girls. Did you see that? The title was Manson's Lost Girls.
Oh, no, I didn't see it.
It was on. It was actually on Lifetime.
I would like
Lifetime's
to,
stepping their game up. All right.
I would direct a Lifetime movie. I'm into that.
Dude, I did not. I'm not even playing. Like, me and the wife watched this shit the other night, and it was like, it was Charles Manson. It's based on him and the crazy ass cult that he had up, really close to here, actually, which is nuts. Yeah. But anyway, it was about the girls that he basically brainwashed,
convinced.
Yeah. So it was like 4 of them, 4 main ones. One of them is kind of telling the story, but a woman directed it. And to direct, the performance that she got out of the dude that played Charles Manson is nuts. Like, nuts. So you know how people were surprised about the kid that played the drug addict in Fear the Walking Dead, right? Mm-hmm. People were psyched on that guy. He's getting roles all over the place now.
He's great. I like that kid.
So if this guy doesn't get just everything after this, it's going to be completely surprising. Yeah. I'm dead serious. This dude is creepy as fuck. Like, I was like, oh, hell no. I don't even meet this guy.
I want to check it out. I have a weird obsession with Charles Manson. Do you know, Drew played me a song that he would compose music.
Did you know that he recorded with one of the Beach Boys?
I didn't know that.
He was trying to be a musician.
I think it was Dennis Wilson. No,
yes.
I think because I used to love the Beach Boys.
You in it?
Yeah, I in it.
His best song, "Look at Your Game, Girl."
It's so good. It's so good.
It's weird because some of the Beach Boys are in this movie. Not the real Beach Boys, of course. But,
okay, I want to check it out. Good on you, Lifetime. I will be checking this out.
Yeah, good on Lifetime, and they're bringing out like more shit. Like they're trying to be like. What is it? Who does Walking Dead? A&E or
AMC.
AMC. Yeah, they're trying to be like that. You know, AMC was bullshit until
Mad Men and stuff. Yeah,
a bunch of shit in there.
So I'm saying like I think there's people that are up and coming. I mean, and just haven't gotten that publicity that they need.
Oh, everybody's got to start somewhere.
That's what I'm saying, though. Is like there's good women in film. Like there's really talented people. It's
true. It's been a boys' club for so long, and it still is. But this is one of the reasons why I love the internet, because now's a really great time for women. You know, we've come a long way. I mean, it wasn't so long ago that we couldn't vote. You know what I mean? And it wasn't so long ago that women had to get married at a young age because they wanted to get out of their house. You know what I mean? So that they could be a wife to someone. And so it's getting better. It's, just like the civil rights movement wasn't that long ago. It's getting better. It really is. It's nowhere where it needs to be, but it's getting better. And I love the internet because there's a community of women. You can talk to women from all over the world and share similar experiences and garner strength from that and know that you're not alone in your experiences. Like, hey, do you deal with this fucked up, weird sexism shit every day? Yeah, me too. Oh, that sucks. And people were afraid to speak out before because you feel like you're alone. And now you have this huge community that you never had before, and I love that. I think it's great.
That's good.
That's dope.
That's a good quote.
That's dope, yo.
So,
it's your girl.
It's your girl. Dope as fuck. By the way, just women in film, one more thing. Jill Soloway is amazing, and I love her, and she's the best. She does Transparent. Writer, director, creator. She's incredibly talented. I love what she has to say, and she had this really great article. I forget where the interview was, but she talks about women directors. It's like, how did men convince us that this wasn't our thing? It's dolls and feelings. You know what I mean? When you're a little girl, you're playing with dolls and and emotions, and it is. It's like I've been directing shows since I was born. So, by the way, I directed my first play when I was 8 years old. I'm just saying.
Damn. Speaking of when you were younger.
Damn.
Right into our next topic.
Yeah, speaking of being a youngin.
The 90210.
So, this actually connects to our audience a little bit.
Does it?
Because you probably don't know this. So, you went to Beverly Hills High.
I did.
Right? The 90210.
I did.
As they say.
Yes.
Beverly Hills High is quite possibly one of the most famous skate spots in the world.
It's good for skating.
Oh, I know. You don't got to tell me.
Oh, he knows. He's seen every skate video.
I can tell you who did the tricks, where they did them. what year it was.
Why don't you write it down?
He's
pass me that note later.
He's a Skatepedia.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a Skatepedia?
Anyways, so there is a set of handrails and stairs in the back lot, or no, the back part of the school. It goes a rail with a stair, then a little space, rail with a stair. It's probably one of the most famous things in any. You could look at probably any skate video ever and find that. It's nuts.
Are we talking about roller skating?
No, we're not. Kill yourself.
What if I just killed myself right now?
Stop the podcast.
No, keep the podcast going. This would be the most amazing podcast of all time.
Oh my God.
And
Straight
then she
murder.
killed herself. Straight murder. She murdered herself.
But yeah, so you went to this school.
I did.
In what years?
Well,
what year did you graduate?
I didn't graduate.
What year did you go?
I was expelled.
Well, there you go.
What are you going to talk about later?
All right. Well, fuck, I didn't know any of this.
All right, so basically,
so you went to this school. It was kind of dope for skating. Tell us what your experience was as a non-skater.
I got this. All right.
He got this.
90210 is a very famous zip code, right? Everyone knows 90210.
Yes.
They know about it because of the show Beverly Hills High,
90210.
schools, whatever,
The most famous zip code in the world.
What I wanted to know, the reason why I wanted to bring it up is what was the difference in that show and your real life experience at the high school?
Okay. First, I just want to make it clear that I did not grow up in Beverly Hills. There's part of me that's just ashamed of being from Beverly Hills because there's a lot that goes with it. Like, Beverly Hills.
You're so.
You're so mean. Whatever. I grew up in West Los Angeles, 90064, and I moved to Beverly Hills when I was 15, when I was in high school. For the high school, because my parents wanted me to go to a good high school. So, it was not glamorous. It was a bunch of rich kids who didn't have anything to do, because there's nothing fun to do in Beverly Hills. No. So, it's just kids with a bunch of money who were just kind of assholes, who did a lot of drugs, who were entitled. And you know what's interesting? I never met a bigger group of thieves. For as much as you got a low battery, Patrick.
That's all good. We're almost good.
For as well-to-do as a lot of these kids were, you couldn't leave your purse alone in a room.
Really?
And I think it's because
they're bored?
I think it's because they're bored. Yeah, I think it's because if you get everything that you want all the time and you don't ever have to work for it, like, what's the next level? It's like, my parents didn't buy me a car until I was 18, but these kids were getting, like, Escalades and shit on their 16th birthday. And so if you get an Escalade on your 16th birthday, what else is there to look forward to? Nothing. You got to get excitement somehow. So, Coke. There was a lot of cocaine. There was lots of drugs being done.
Did any of your classmates have a Sweet 16 on MTV?
Oh, please tell me there was.
No, I wish. I really wish. I did.
Damn it.
Sorry.
You know there was one in Memphis?
There was.
Yeah. There was.
Sweet 16. I think for my 30th birthday, I want to have
a Sweet 16.
I want to have a quinceañera, or I guess a treintañera.
Yeah.
/ bat mitzvah.
/
You never had a bat mitzvah?
/ bachelor party.
/ bachelorette party.
Bachelor party.
I didn't, because I'm a man?
No.
Oh, why?
Because we'll have everything there.
Okay.
Bachelor parties are not limited to anything.
A wet hot bachelorette. In England, they call it a stag do.
I like a stag. I should have called it a stag party.
A stag
God
do.
Damn it.
No, but it's a stag do because you do
stag
it.
Do?
And for a woman's, it's called a hen do.
Ooh, Hindu.
I don't.
No, it's not Hindu.
Oh, Hindu.
Drew. It's not
called
Hindu.
a Hindu.
What's that elephant god? That Hindu god?
Hindu.
Ganesh.
No, yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
It's Ganesh, you guys. I was making a joke.
She's fucking.
2 beers in. So what were we talking about?
That's your Facebook group for that should just be like /this/this.
Oh, my quinceañera. Oh, I was bat mitzvahed. I was not bat mitzvahed when I was 13. I'm Jewish. I'm Jewish.
This one.
I'm Jewish in ethnicity only. Jewishness is an ethnicity. It's also a religion. My parents are both atheists. We never practiced Judaism. We had a Christmas tree, and we called it a Hanukkah bush. I went to it had tinsel and snow globes on it and popcorn and like all that, and we called it a Hanukkah bush. And I went to Jewish day school, and Judaism is actually pretty fucking cool, you guys. I just have to say.
It's dope. I have some Jewish cousins.
Do I?
I said I have some Jewish cousins from New York.
I like that. From New York. So it's good, but we were never ever religious. We never went to temple or anything. But and so when I was 13, I did not have a bat mitzvah because I was Wiccan that year.
That year?
That year I was Wiccan.
Hey man, there's some people. Hey, cheers on that.
What is this? Someone commented. Who knows? What are you? What am I? What are we all? You know what I mean? What is anything?
Oh, as you guys always know, I mean, we're
what is life?
Live on Periscope all the time. Quick sixer. Bryn looks like she's about to be on number 3.
I'm on beer number 3.
There you
go.
Of
6. Just kidding. So I didn't have a bat mitzvah, which is kind of a bummer because all you have to do is learn some Hebrew, and then your parents throw you this fat fucking party. And there's usually like a dance floor and a DJ, and you play games, and there's like, sometimes they make like T-shirts for you that are tie-dyed. I know this is the 90s when we were talking about.
I was like, what?
And
dudes.
And food and stuff, and people give you like checks and presents. So I didn't have that, but my sister and I went to Birthright 2 years ago, around this time actually, Birthright? 2 years ago. Yeah. If you're Jewish and you're between the ages of 18 and 27, you get to go to Israel for free.
Really?
For a week, yeah. 10 days, actually.
Bullshit. I want to be... Can I be converted and go?
You could have, but you're too old now.
God damn it.
So,
that's
bummer.
not your birthright.
No, I'm sure there are people who have picked it. But my sister and I went, and then they said, hey, does anyone want to get bar bat mitzvah? And we're like, yeah, we do. So we just kind of learned a Jewish portion of, I don't know. We recited some shit, but we were bat mitzvahed.
That's kind of dope.
In Jerusalem.
Nice. Ooh,
it was dope.
The homeland.
In the homeland, and in Jewish religion, you're not technically a man or a woman until you've been bar mitzvah. So 2 years ago, almost to the day, I became a woman.
She's a lady.
You're technically
I'm a lady. Yeah.
You are
technically
a
ladies.
woman.
You're not single right now. All the ladies.
All the ladies.
So before you were a woman, you were a child actress.
Yes.
She was a child until 2 years ago, guys.
I was a child.
You were a child
according
2 years
to
ago.
Jews.
Okay.
According to Juice.
Yeah, the Jews.
Technically not in the 90210 because you would hate to say that you were from Beverly Hills. So,
yes.
You started. Who got you into acting? Your dad, your mom?
Child acting?
Yeah.
Oh, they had nothing to do with it. I wanted to act. It's not that they were like stage moms and dads trying to push me into it.
The worst.
No, it was nothing like that. I did plays all the time whenever it was school was out, summer break or
school plays.
I did school plays, and then I went to like camps, like theater camps.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I loved doing that ever since I was a kid, when I was really young, and I just loved it. I loved performing. It was just my sister and I would choreograph dances, and we'd like do it in front of my full length mirror when I was a kid. It was fun, and getting it. I loved it, and I always wanted to be Backstreet Boys. No, we were more NSYNC girls, to be honest.
There you go. What's up, Justin?
NSYNC is here. So I always wanted to act. I loved acting. And so I kind of begged my parents. I was like, let me be an actor. This is what I want to do. I was probably like 9 or 10 years old, and I was like, I want to do this. I know that this is what I want to do for life. Let me do this. And so I was taking classes. I was always taking classes, not because they pushed me, because I wanted to. And so I took some classes at this place called John Robert Powers. I think it's probably one of those places where like they just kind of take your money and they don't really help you. This is what it seems like. But I took a lot of classes there, and I enjoyed myself. And then I went to a acting and modeling competition in New York with my mom and dad. And I really loved that trip. It was nice. It was just me bonding with my parents, and especially because I was kind of a problem child. I remember this being like a really nice time in my life.
You're an only child?
No, I have an older brother and a younger sister. But I was the middle child, and I acted like it.
Yeah.
And
nice.
And so we went, and then I got an agent through that. And for a year, I acted professionally. So when I was 11, I acted professionally, and I booked 3 national commercials. And I did a staged reading for a script that became a movie. It was called Mean Creek. by the time they produced it, I was too old to play the character that I played in the stage reading. But and then I did a stage reading for Dennis the Menace, the musical. I was Margaret because I was like this little girl with these big glasses, and I was in 3 national commercials, and I loved it so much. And it's funny because I would go on auditions all the time, and you go on a ton of auditions, and rarely do you book something for, I don't know what the ratio is, but it's a lot to a little, Mm-hmm. And my mom would ask me, she's like, how do you, I'm 11 years old, she goes, how do you deal with the rejection? And I said, just so simply, I was like, well, I just wasn't right for the role. Yeah. Maybe I'll be ready for the next one.
So you understood at the time.
Yeah, and it's funny because that's before you get into being a teenager and you're so self-conscious and all this stuff, and I was a kid and I didn't really take it personally, and an adult couldn't really understand how you don't take it personally, and it was just so simple, like, no, I'm just not right for that role, but that's fine. Good.
Next one. Something else will come. Like you'll
exactly.
Like something else you'll be right for or whatever.
Mm-hmm, just
that probably helped out your directing now. Like, just knowing that at a young age, like, you're probably like, oh, well, somebody comes in to audition for whatever you're doing or whatever. If it's not like a friend that you like, that their acting style or whatever, you'd probably be like, no, you're not.
It's hard because I'm a very empathic person. I mean, we were on set the other day and it was a night shoot and we're trying to like wrap up and it's 4:00 in the morning and the floors are very thin and the people below us are probably sleeping and someone drops a light and I look to him and I'm like, dude, come on, please. And he was like really upset by me calling him out on that. And that just like lived with me for 2 days.
That's happened to me too. Like,
and I'm like, I wasn't being a dick to him. I was just like, please be careful. But then, when I saw him back 2 days later after our breakup, I was like, hey, how are you doing? Good? Okay, cool.
Are we okay?
Yeah, it's I'm a very, and I think, are we still friends? You should like me. And it's not, and it really isn't necessarily about him liking me. I just want him to feel good. You know what I mean? I want people on my set to feel good. I want them to work hard. Don't get me wrong. It's not like just slack off and just have fun all day, but
But that mentality when everybody's happy with each other, that makes for a better set. That makes for a better, work relationship.
I think so.
So like it's good to have people liking each other. One, that's also.
But there has to be somebody in charge, or else you're not going to get anything.
Exactly.
Totally. And I mean, we had people in charge. I was in charge in a certain way, and then Bailey, our producer, was in charge in a different way. But I always would talk to my crew like they're people and regard them as humans, and we could joke around, but then if we're short on time, we need to get something done, it's like, okay, what are you doing your job? Come on.
No, definitely.
And I've heard a lot of horror stories about directors who work at my company just, treating PAs like shit and yelling at them, and there's no reason to do that. There are times on set where I get frustrated. Mm-hmm. And I get upset if someone's not doing their job and we're behind because of it. And I've raised my voice, but it goes something like this. I'm like, I'm really sorry. I know I'm in a bad mood right now. I'm sorry, but someone's not doing their fucking job. Can somebody please do their job? I'm really sorry for how I'm acting right now. I don't want to behave like this. Okay?
Pretty accurate.
That's good.
Pretty accurate.
At least you're acknowledging that you're acting that way, and that way they can say, okay, well, she knows what she's doing, whatever, da-da-da.
Exactly.
But that's the thing. There's tons of times where that's happened to me. Like, people have been like, your so-and-so PA isn't doing this. I was like, look, let me fucking deal with that.
Yeah.
You don't deal with that. That's my job. Don't do it at all. And I mean, it's cool. Like, I mean, your set was pretty chill compared to a lot of shit I've been on, where people are just, like, I've seen PAs cry. Oof. I've seen PAs file sexual, what's it called?
Sexual harassment
charges on people. Like, it's like,
my set isn't a good set unless someone cries and files sexual harassment and dies. Hopefully,
and dies and breaks.
This is the root of all of my PAs. I want all of my PAs to cry, then file a sexual harassment suit, get fired.
Yes.
Do heroin and then die, and then that's a successful set.
And then they sue the company.
Oh no, because they're dead. So
post-mortem.
They can't.
No, you can't do that. That's not.
Their family
I don't like that.
does it.
No,
to backtrack a little bit, I do have a question about child acting that I wanted to get to.
Yes.
Okay, so apart from child acting, there's not really jobs for children except for like a lemonade stand or maybe mowing your grandmother's grass.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about like how, like working, that mentality of working when you were younger. Like, did you see this work? Did you feel like, oh shit, I'm making money? Like,
actually,
yeah.
I didn't necessarily see it as work because I liked it and I wanted to do it. And in terms of the money thing, I mean, my family was comfortable, you know what I mean? I'd say we were like upper middle class. And so I wasn't left wanting. If I wanted something, you know, my parents, where maybe they had a deficit in like emotional support, they would buy me shit, you know what I mean? So that was never really a problem. The money my dad put away for me in an account, and I used it to buy my first car, actually. I think in total I made about $14,000 from those three commercials in the 90s. And that was it. And I mean, that's not talking about all the money that they spent on me to go to these competitions and to buy my headshots and stuff, but
yeah.
I never saw it as work. I liked it. It gave me purpose. I felt like this is what I wanted to do, and I was doing what I wanted to do.
This was like your form of like going out and like playing with your friends. It was like, this is what you wanted to do. This was your form of playing.
This is what I wanted to do.
As a kid.
So now looking back on it and knowing that it's a job, knowing that you were doing something to make money or whatever, how do you feel about it now? Like, do you think that it helps you in your work mentality now? Because you're still doing what you love to do. You're still making films. You're still, you know.
I think it helps me in that I got to be on set at an early age, and I liked being on set. Being on set was cool. Being on set is a very unique beast, and anyone who hasn't been on set, and if you're curious, you should be a PA, do something, get on set. It's unlike any other job, and I love that, and I love the energy, and it's just, you know, it's a bunch of people and professionals, and you're working, but you're creating art, or you're making something, you're making a video, you're making whatever. And so that's really cool. In terms of like child labor or whatever, it's different for me because I was not forced into acting by my parents. I wasn't doing it to feed the family. So if that were the case, it might be different. But it wasn't ever that for me. It was just, I am interested in commercials and movies and all these things and making videos. And when I was a kid, I was making videos all the time, you know, at home. And so just to see people doing this as their career, I thought it was pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's dope.
Dope. It's dope.
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 It's dope.
Let's talk about Utah.
Okay.
Okay, so I think
before you get into Utah, hold on.
Okay.
Biggest turnoffs. What?
Yeah. Just real quick. We talked about this the other night when we were talking about doing this. Biggest turnoffs. 1, 2, 3. Just go. Biggest turnoff right now. Go.
Biggest turnoff. Bad breath. Pretending like you know more than you actually do.
Bro, you only get one. You're gonna go.
Bad breath is pretty bad, but I have so many I can't. Okay.
Small dick.
No. Before I get to the dick,
it's not good.
people who take themselves too seriously is one.
Oh yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Nothing's that serious, and be able to laugh at yourself. Nothing's that serious.
We're so similar, all three of us.
We should all
literally too serious, and bad breath were mine too.
Yeah.
Bad breath wasn't even on my list, but now that you mentioned it, because it's like I didn't even think about it. I didn't think about anything physically.
Fucked
actually, I like fucked up teeth.
I fucking hate it.
Here's the thing:
it's my biggest pet peeve in the world.
If they're like dirty teeth, if they're rotten teeth, not cool. If they're like crooked, I love a snaggle tooth. A guy with a snaggle tooth is
like
so fucking hot.
A long fang?
No, like a long fang and like a renegade tooth.
You want this?
Yeah, I want that. I want a renegade.
God damn it, Bryn, no!
I want a renegade tooth. I have one.
You have a snaggle tooth?
My canine teeth on this side, they're pointy, and on this side they're not. He shoves his hands in my mouth.
You don't. They've been in the sink. No. Oh yeah, this one.
And my dentist was like, "Do you want me to shave those down to make them even?" And I'm like, "No, I like my pointy teeth.
I like my 1 point tooth." It's all good. My hands are clean.
Okay, can I talk about all my other biggest turns off?
Yeah.
Turns off?
Yeah, you can talk about the turns
off.
Turn it off.
Turns down for what? Okay, so people who take themselves too seriously, people who don't have a good sense of humor.
Terrible.
What else? People who are mean. Like you don't need to be mean. There's absolutely no reason.
Yeah. Unless they're insecure. I think that's why they're mean.
Your boy judges people a lot.
I think. Do it.
That's not an excuse. I'm just saying that's why they do it.
I think you're absolutely right. If people are mean to you, here's some advice to our listeners. If people are ever mean to you, it's generally not about you. It's an iteration of what they the relationship they feel with themselves. It usually has nothing to do with you. Unless you're a dick, maybe you should take a look in the mirror. I don't know. But
yeah, if you don't know what we're talking about, then it's you that we're talking
about.
Yeah,
if everyone else is an asshole, it's probably you.
Fuck you. Just in advance.
Yeah.
Whoever listening.
Hey, yo, fuck you. And what else? Yes, people who aren't nice. People who... What?
That's just mean. I don't know.
Say it. No, go ahead. Pat wanted to say something. Pat?
I don't
now that you're a real boy.
It's not really a turn off, but it's like I don't appreciate when people smell bad. Like I feel like that's something that everyone can fix. You don't smell it. I would have smelled it by now.
It doesn't smell great.
My armpit hair is so much better than yours.
Thank you.
Like, check it out. Like you're on...
Let's compare. Oh man, that's good.
That's a spread.
That smells good too. Yeah, go ahead.
It does smell good.
I smell good
like
in general. Drew, yours kind of looks like an 80s porn star.
Can we all show on Periscope our armpit hair?
Oh, well, no one's looking, but
yeah,
mine's pretty good. I don't,
we can show that. We can show you too our armpit hair.
She's rocking that feminism. She doesn't give a fuck.
She don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
My wifey rocks the feminism. She shaves her armpits or whatever, but because she likes to.
Yeah.
I shave it every so often. It's just like a big... First of all, razors are expensive.
It's true. Your boy. Look at this.
Your boy. And when you shave, like, for a couple days afterwards, it's kind of sensitive. And, like, I have sensitive skin.
And you're just like,
yeah, and it's annoying. If my boyfriend cared, I might consider it. If he asked me, he's like, babe, I love you and I think you're gorgeous. And I don't mind your armpit hair, but I would like it if you shaved. I might consider it. If he asked nicely.
Do you wear deodorant all the time? Because I don't.
I do, but I wear natural deodorant, so it doesn't work.
If I have to. But this kind I only wear this kind if I'm going to be around more than one person.
It's not natural?
Fair enough.
It's regular?
It's regular. But I have the natural in the house.
I do too.
But then like every other time, I don't even wear it.
I kind of like my stink. I know that it stinks, but I think it's good.
Yeah, gross.
Right?
Like my stink gets bitches. If I get bitches,
my stink.
Your stink
never got.
It did. But then
I really want to say something. I'm not going
to. Just
go. In high school.
Your stink got some dudes?
No. Your stink got a girl.
Oh, my stink no, I was like all about some...
He fingered a girl in high school, y'all.
It's true on multiple accounts. But, I mean...
You got her.
I got her.
Got her.
Solid. But anyway, no.
Yeah, speaking of being bad in high school.
God damn it.
Can we just get to Utah?
Okay, fine.
Yeah,
we only have 4 minutes. Come on.
No,
we only have 3 minutes.
We can go to
1 minute.
1:15.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay,
Speaking of being bad in high school, you got kicked
Bryn was
out.
terrible.
You got kicked out,
as they say in Espanol.
See in Espanol.
Right?
I got expelled from Beverly Hills High.
Ooh, this is the juicy gossip right here. All right, so Bryn got expelled from Beverly Hills High, and her parents sent her to Utah.
Yes.
Utah. The worst place.
Tell us about Utah. Tell us why.
They try to convert her to Mormon.
Tell us why Utah,
like, you're Jew,
why
be Mormon, basically.
Be specific.
Okay, so I got kicked out of high school because I was becoming more and more obstinate. I was not listening to my parents. I was selling drugs. I was doing drugs.
What kind of drugs?
Weed and cocaine.
Ooh,
nice.
And we would take whoever's prescription drugs we could get our hands on, and that led to some scary experiences.
That's Beverly Hills shit.
Yeah, that's some Beverly Hills shit. And so I got caught one day at school. We were idiots. We were smoking in all of the school bathrooms.
That's like proper
during class, and so.
This is one question. I'm sorry. I really wanted to ask. So Beverly Hills, we talked about there's coke happening because that's a rich kid drug. Was there coke being consumed, I guess you'd say, at school?
Yes.
Because that was like a thing. When I was in high school, like, of course everyone's smoking weed, like in class, outside of class, parking lot, whatever.
Yeah.
And they're fucking. I told you guys our high school used to be an agricultural college, so we had.
So we grew it and then we smoked it.
They literally owned a cotton field. So people would go in the cotton field and go smoke weed.
Oh, he gave me a look like, and you know what gets done in a cotton field.
Yeah, because you know.
Yeah,
you know.
Oh, everyone knows it gets done in a cotton field.
But anyway, no. So That was for sure. Like, was that an in-class activity, or was that a bathroom activity?
We didn't do it in the classroom, but we did it in the bathroom. And at first, we were very smart about it. There was in a separate building that no one ever went to, there was a woodworking class, and we would smoke in the girls' bathroom in the woodworking class because there were no females in that class. So that bathroom almost never got used. So me, my boyfriend, everyone, we would go and smoke weed in there. Mm-hmm. We used to leave campus to do it, and then we just got more and more bold, and we would just smoke in every fucking bathroom. We'd steal an apple from the cafeteria, make it a pipe, whatever. Okay, yeah, we were so cool. Anyways, and I was selling weed to support my weed habit, and we were doing coke, and we were doing all that cool kid stuff. And one day in history class, it was our midterm for history, and I got called out of class. They brought me to the principal's office. And it was my boyfriend's birthday that day, and I had a bunch of little bags of cocaine, and they searched my purse, and they arrested me on campus, and they took me to the station.
Which is down the street.
Beverly Hills Police Station. And, and then I was expelled from school, and my parents didn't know what to do with me. I mean, the reason I was so obstinate, I think, is because my parents never really disciplined me, and I think kids really do crave
attention,
discipline. Kids need boundaries. Kids need to know what's right and wrong. Yeah. And I'm not saying that my parents are bad parents. They loved me, but it's just like you need to do the hard shit too, which is tell them no. And if they fight you, keep telling them no. It sucks, but you have to do it, because then kids will walk all over you. And as a kid, it's a scary place to be, feeling like you can control your parents. That's also fucking weird. No. So then I was expelled from school. They didn't know how to control me. They didn't know what to do with me. And so one day, I was 16 years old. I woke up. There was 2 strangers in my bedroom, and they took me to Utah.
These are cops?
No, they're escorts. They work for the I went to a wilderness program, so I think they worked for the wilderness program.
Okay.
So they take me to the airport, and they fly with me to Utah, and then they gave me new clothes and a backpack and a tarp and all this shit, and they drive me 2 hours into the West Desert and to be Rambo.
Okay.
Brimbo. And I was there for 2 months, and we camped in the West Desert. We made our own fires. We made our own backpack out of wood and tarps. We made our own shelter out of tarp and rope, and it was actually pretty fucking cool, actually. And we would have school once a week. People would come, and we'd learn things, and we had therapy once a week. They'd come and we'd talk, and we cooked our own food. It was actually pretty cool, but
kind of gnarly.
Yeah, but you're there. I was 16, and you're there for 2 months. I think I was actually there for my 17th birthday, and and you're there for 2 months, and obviously no communication of any kind with the outside world. You could write letters. We wrote letters to our family. Mm-hmm. And from the time I was there to the time I left, all the girls who were there when I first arrived, they had all left. Because 2 months is a long time for someone to stay there. And then afterwards, I was really hoping my parents would let me come home. They didn't. I went to a lockdown residential treatment center. And you do Utah because Utah is one of 2 states where they're legally allowed to lock you inside.
Oh, in a house? Or
this was like
a dorm.
It was kind of like a dorm. There's 3 girls dorms and 3 guys dorms, and it was very therapy heavy. You would have group therapy sessions. You would have personal therapy sessions. You would go to school. You'd do physical activities. You'd go on field trips. But there's like a level system. You had to prove you were doing the work. We had to go to Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous and shit like that too.
All the Anonymouses?
All of the Anonymous. We were pretty much just
You were
anonymous.
The Anonymous.
I was the Anonymous. I'm breaking my anonymity right now on this podcast.
How long? Hold on. The NDA can't be that long. No way.
No. I mean, it's just for your own anonymity.
Anonymous.
I'm not breaking anyone else's anonymity.
Yeah,
on my
you're so
own.
anonymous.
I'm so anonymous.
I don't even know your name.
I'm hoping that you'll blur out my face on Periscope and then just take out
this section.
This is black.
Just for this section.
Just count this as this.
Okay. And you'll just take out my name.
This
from
is what
podcast.
Bryn looks like for 2-3 months.
It'll be her side of the question mark.
Her side of the anonymous.
So.
She reveals herself.
So yeah, that was a thing that happened.
That's insane.
It's pretty insane.
So you were there for two and a half months?
And
2 months?
Look how it worked out.
Yeah, you're pretty dope. Your dad's dope.
You are a successful filmmaker. You're doing what you love to do.
That's a true story.
You are able to make your own content. You're able to express yourself creatively.
You have a job.
You have a job.
That's
right. Good.
Well, it didn't. I mean, I know we're over time on this podcast, but so I was there. I went to Wilderness a little bit before I turned 17, and then I was there for 2 months, and then I was at it's called Island View, the residential treatment center. I was there until the day before I turned 18.
Jesus.
And my parents wanted me to go to an after 18 place in Utah where they were like, you go to college and shit. And I was just like, I can't. I don't want to. I really
come home.
don't. So I came home. They were not happy about that. And when I came home, it was weird because, you know, you're kind of brainwashed in those places. You have to tell the truth. And if you don't tell the truth, people will call you out on your shit. And you get ahead by calling people out on their shit. And that's just not how the real world works. And so you're kind of conditioned to be in this weird space. So I was kind of fucked up for a little while. And then first I was like, I will not smoke a cigarette until the day I turn 18. And then after that, I was back into old shit. And I was hanging out with really shitty people and disrespecting myself and not doing cool things. And I was like that for 2 years, actually, after this place. And then I got into a relationship with an older man. Mm-hmm. He was 100 years old. No, he was he was 31.
All the time,
he was 31 and I was 20. And I'm not going to say that he, you know, is the reason that I got better, but he kind of like knocked some things into perspective. He helped me figure out some self-love that, you know, for myself, because I didn't really have self-love. Otherwise, I wouldn't be doing the things that I did. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I didn't think that highly of myself, and that's why I was doing these destructive behaviors. But being in that relationship really put some things into perspective, and I grew a lot as a person, and then I kind of outgrew that dude, and I broke up with him. And every year in my 20s has been really fundamental in shaping who I am as a human. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like every single year in my 20s I've grown so much. Mm-hmm. And you kind of really figure out who you are as a person. And then that's when I felt like I was comfortable to do what I wanted to do and what I love to do, which was to make movies and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a long, arduous journey, but it was, and towards self-realization and self-love, which I highly recommend to all of our listeners. Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Your boy loves himself.
That's a great way to end.
So hold on.
Oh no, Pat!
Pat, come on.
One thing. Just one thing. One thing. I don't even remember it.
He's drunk.
No. It's good. We actually, there's a few things we got to talk about. So today's episode, we drank Blue Moon.
We did.
We forgot to talk about this. Yes.
No motherfucking oranges.
No oranges.
I was offended by that.
You seen the commercial? They prefer oranges in their beer.
I also prefer oranges.
God damn it, Bryn. Anyways, did you graduate high school then?
I did graduate high school.
You did?
Yeah, in Utah, bro.
Oh, so okay, cool.
I graduated at the top of my class. There's only 2 of us graduating. But.
Fuck that other person. Killed him.
Oh, dumbass.
She killed the other person. Really, that's what happened.
And then I killed her.
Utah, you can kill people.
Yeah, of course.
It's okay. It's the wilderness.
As long as they're one of your wives.
Literally wilderness camp. Mm-hmm. So you murder, you know. Anyway,
we ate her flesh.
There's a couple other things. So Bryn's story's pretty rad. Where can you find all of the stuff about you?
All the stuff about me? Check out...
That's too loud.
I just want to throw it in her face. Where can you find you?
Hey, this is too loud.
No. So Her Side of the Bed.
Her Side of the Bed movie.com. Okay?
There's also a Facebook thing, right?
There's also a Facebook.com/Her Side of the Bed. There's also an Instagram, Her Side of the Bed. There's also an Instagram, Her Side of the Bed movie. Check it out. We have all sorts of cool pics and videos and interesting things. And
where can you find you personally on Twitter?
Yeah. Oh, me personally at Bryn Woz. Check out my Instagram too at Bryn Woz. Also, it makes me seem a lot more interesting than I really am. So I like to tell people to check that out. So yeah, and.
So we had a lot of fun, I think.
We did.
I had fun.
That's a great.
You did? You had fun for real? You had fun for real?
I had fun for real. I can't speak for you all, but...
Oh, Drew, you always fucking with my mic.
The 3 beers might have helped. I don't know, but...
3 beers always help with any situation. Brandon, I'm just going to let you know that from now on.
All right, good to
If you need to do anything, just have 3 beers before you do it.
Last night I was having a hard time, but I only had 2 beers, so...
Oh, see? That's why you fucked up.
I forgot. Cheer.
Well, we did good. We didn't cheers today, actually, so we need to do...
We did.
Because, no, you did.
Oh.
Remember when
You
Pat
avoided
put all of his fingers in my mouth?
That happened. It was
Cheers.
this hand.
Cheers to that. Oh, that dirty hand.
You disgusting motherfucker.
Okay,
Very clean, actually. I'm a germaphobe. So anyways...
They tasted delicious.
He probably did, but like salt, though. Anyway, so anyway...
Weird. Why does hand
We were talking about fingering earlier.
Oh, damn. That pussy
Anyway.
tastes like salt. Okay,
No, it doesn't taste
No?
Oh, no.
not her.
Oh, my God.
All right, let's cut that out of the podcast.
Completely wrap that out. That was really not good.
No, it's in there.
Sorry,
now.
White.
Sponsored by Baby Bell.
Not
Baby
actually
Lips.
not, but
Not sponsored.
it's good.
We're working on sponsors.
So, Bryn, we can find all your stuff on Twitter, Instagram. We're going to post this all in the comments or the show notes.
Thanks,
rather.
guys.
You can find your boys at Drew Pasley.
DREWPASLAY.
And your boy Pat Artist at PAT_ARTUS on basically everything. Submit your questions and comments, whatever. Rate, subscribe, all that shit on iTunes at quick6erpodcast@gmail.com. We got a lot of shit in store for the rest of this year.
Bow.
Including this one. We didn't think this one was coming through this early.
Oh, yeah, we got this one
we
coming
were pretty
through.
psyched about that.
We got some more special guests coming soon, and we're excited about them.
Yeah. We're going to return to our original venue probably next week.
Thanks for a quick Niner podcast.
Until then, bah, love you.
Bow.
Bow.
Bow. Hey, girls.